everybody. Today I'm going to talk to you about my research findings on the internet and its impact on free speech. So the purpose of this paper was basically to inform the audience on the internet's impact on our First Amendment right and to stress the importance of protecting that freedom of speech that we have, especially online in the modern age that we are in now. So we all are aware of our First Amendment rights. Basically, it guarantees our freedoms concerning religion, assembly, right to petition, expression, basically our individual freedoms as American citizens. So how does the First Amendment relate to the internet? So in the current technology age that we're in now, the internet is the biggest form of communication and expression that there is. We do everything online, to communicating with everyone around the world, to accessing it for different information as well. So the Communications and Decency Act of 1996, basically its purpose was to protect minors from harmful material on the internet. So basically anyone under the age of 18 wasn't able to receive messages that were deemed obscene or indecent. So the ACLU, which is the American Civil Liberties Union. So we're now going to go into Reno v. ACLU. This case, basically the Supreme Court ruled that the Communications and Decency Act was unconstitutional and that it infringed upon the First Amendment rights of everyone that was above the age of 18, and basically everyone. It infringed upon their rights and that it was deemed unconstitutional. This ruling basically confirmed that expressive content on the internet is entitled to full protection of the First Amendment. So two of the main impacts on online free speech that we're going to talk about are the limitations from government surveillance and the effect on the learning environment that it can have as well. So limitations through government online surveillance. This contributes to the suppressing of online free speech, just because basically for majority of people, the thought of the government monitoring what we're doing can change how we communicate with others, what we engage with on social media, what we like, what we comment. So there was a Facebook study that was conducted and published in Journalism and Mass Communications Quarterly that basically showed people censor themselves by avoiding minority views when they are aware that the National Security Agency is monitoring our internet usage. So that kind of shows how our government surveillance can greatly impact our freedom of speech. So the effect on the learning environment. So students can be negatively affected by their online usage if it is used to bring disciplinary actions against them. So the main case that we're going to touch upon is the Busink v. Woodland case, but the precedent case for that case was the Tinker v. Des Moines Independent Community School District case. So within that case, the substantial disruption test was established, which basically meant that schools couldn't restrict students' free speech unless it substantially interfered with the schoolwork or the discipline or learning environment in general in the school. So in Busink v. Woodland, basically a high school student made a website that was criticizing the school's administration. And he also invited other students to criticize the school as well on that website. And the school ultimately found out about it and suspended him for 10 days. And due to their absentee policy, he ultimately resulted in failing his junior year of high school. So this did impact this student greatly. So the Supreme Court did rule that his First Amendment rights were infringed upon. And this was a case that basically showed how online usage, even though it's outside of the school, can still impact what goes on in the learning environment. So some additional concerns are that the internet is a powerful platform for individuals with extremist views, and it has the potential for promoting hate speech. So these are two things that are causes for concern because they can do things such as incite violence, they can suppress our speech, and it can ultimately result in a regulated internet, which will hurt the open exchange of communication between everyone around the world, which is what the internet is basically for. So, in conclusion, there are many different ways that our free speech can be impacted by the internet, as it is one of the biggest forms of communication that we have to date. But it is, and there are many dangers that do come from the uncensored internet, but it is important that we protect that First Amendment right that we have, no matter what, as it is one of the most important rights that we have as individuals. Thank you.